Hello, good evening, viewers. Irag here, the EOS 8. It is the evening of Thursday, the 17th of January 2019. In this video, pretty excited about showing you this one. In this video, I'm going to be showing you how to use Scatter to use the various EOS D apps out there. Primarily, we're going to be focusing on voting for block producers and voting in referendums. I'm going to be showing you the EOS toolkit.io. The simple EOS wallet made by the EOS Rio block producer, the EOS X.io site, and the EOS Park.io sites. So without further ado, let's get into this. Okay, so got a few links here. EOS Rio, very handy. EOS Rio are a block producer, so please vote for them at your leisure after watching this video. There's a web address, web.eosrio.io, or eosrio.io will take you to that same link. And then download for Linux, Mac, or Windows x64 the simple EOS app. I'll open this just now, show what this is like. Got a private key loaded in, which is completely safe. It's been running for 7 months now since the Genesis launch. Highly acclaimed wallet and whatnot. You've got all the basic functions in here. It's been audited and vetted by block producers and coders and developers alike, so it's perfectly safe to use if you wish. Self-explanatory options down the left-hand side. Obviously, history under maintenance. I used a previous version before in reinstalling this updated version as of late, and that's fair enough. The history wasn't displaying properly. You can send the EOS from here. View various resources. RAM price, pretty handy for developers out there. The cheaper the RAM, the easier it is to do the airdrops. Or we've got the air grab side of things, where you, the user, delegates or uses your RAM, if you like, on a temporary basis until you receive the tokens, and that reserved RAM is refunded back to your account. Other stats, CPU and net, as you can see, and delegated resources. You can vote through here, which is really handy. So to vote here, you can set your stake. I don't have much EOS staked, 49 out of 5,500 roughly. You can set that EOS stake there, and so on. That gives you greater weightings on your voting. And then choose your block producers here, which is pretty cool. Nice layout. So like the Hue would be cool one. Got their site address and social media details there. And the same for the rest of them. So it proves it is actually decentralized. 21 block producing right now. Shows the percentage weight of the votes on the right there, and then the many hundreds more of pages worth of block producers all competing. Top right, you can add new accounts, create new accounts, load private keys, and if you wish, along with the settings there. I think all the accounts will appear on this bar also. I think that was back in June, July when I had a play. I remember seeing that. Cool. So we've got the D apps. That's a beta, as you can see there. Search for those and click details. Veripedia IQ there. Pretty cool. I've never seen this before, so this is all new to me. These little hotkeys and buttons you've got here. Let's have a look at another one. That's DAC. That's pretty cool. Same again. And the gambling one. Bet dice, EOS dice tokens. Yeah, that's pretty sweet. Referendum as well. Recently, in the last week or so, we've got EOS Referendums that enables the community to vote in changing the actual EOSIO core referendum and constitution, sorry, via the referendum mode. As you can see, this one here, delete the ECAF, EOS Core Arbitration Forum, pretty important one. So far, I've got 990 voters, just under 15 million EOS voted. We need 150 million, which represents 1% of the total, 1 billion EOS tokens, to see this through. And you've got your basic token functions there. No, yes, and vote. If I click yes, I would have to put in my password. I'm not going to now because I'd have to get a book out and type that in manually. So that's pretty cool. Shows all different referendums there. And what you need for a referendum, I believe, is the 15% of all EOS piled in to either a yes or no, and the yes to beat the no, for example, by 10%. Yeah, you can see there, outweighing that one there. And approximately nearly 1,000 voters have put forward nearly 15 million EOS with their weighting there, which says there's probably a few whales in there voting on that one. But that's why we need, you guys to get voting as soon as. But that expires in 4 months, so no massive rush, but the sooner the better. Cool, so that's the simple EOS one, pretty straightforward, very nice user interface. And that's the again the web.eosrio.io or eosrio.io site. Cool, so my preferred way of going into my wallets and functions and whatnot is using scatter. Now I've bigged up scatter before. I've had a recent patch update to 10.1.1. So you want to go and open your scatter from your desktop. Mine is currently running on another screen. You can't see because I'm running 3 screens right now. But you can get that at get-scatter.com and download it there for again for Linux, Windows or Mac. And here we have the other sites I mentioned earlier. So the first one, I'm going in via Chrome for EOS Park. That's eospark.com. Correction, I said .io earlier on. So eospark.com. Basically, if we go to the home page, it's showing the EOS. It is a block explorer and wallet interface via your scatter wallet interface. So scatter has a private key loaded in, perfectly safe, again vetted and audited by the community, and that interacts with third-party apps, and websites. So yeah, we've got all the details here, live transactions and blocks being created. Nice to see the transactions per second there, boosted over 4,000, growing by the day. Prices, charts, all the usual good stuff. Who's producing, whales, top whales, that sort of thing, RAM holders and account bids and so on and so forth. Cool, so what I'll show you is getting in and interfacing with this. This is typically how you would interface with any site. So you have your scatter desktop open and running first, minimize it in the background, happy days. I'm going to click wallet there, notification that it is under beta test, so any glitches, feedbacks, positive, negative comments are fully welcome. Hit them up on their Telegram. I guess that'd be t.me/EOSPark. So we'll click login, and then you get your scatter EOSPark login. I've got my main account and 3 test accounts, as you can see there. So I'm going to hit the EOS tester 1 because my main account has already got plenty of votes in EOS backing it. As you can see there, 16 EOS, which is liquid EOS plus staked, net staked, and 2 others, and refunding, which are these balances in total, all added up. And I'll show you how to vote. So that's loaded in there, EOS Tester 1, pretty smooth and quick as you saw there. Fantastic feature of scatter and EOSIO source code where we are today after only 6-7 months. We're going to go vote to producers. Green ones there, top 21 on standby, and we've got 502 block producers and 21 beating the rest. A few I like here are EOS 42, New York guys, for example, and EOS Authority. Doesn't have to be anyone in the 21, it can be any of the guys outside. So I also like Grey Mass, I also like Cypherglass, and EOS Rio Brazil. I brought you simple EOS there. Go on, let's give EOS Nation one a vote as well, why not? So we'll give these guys a vote here, it can be any number up to 30, so I've selected 7 out of 30 there. And we're going to go vote 7 producers. Click that. And here's what pops up, scatter interface telling you who you're voting for there, allow or deny. We've got a whitelist button, which means if you're going to do this action again, you can whitelist it so you don't get this pop-up again. But I kind of like it, it's a positive action. And we'll click allow. And there you go, transaction broadcast success. And there's a record, a hash of the transaction. And quite naturally it's opening EOS Parks. Again, pending until at least 15 out of the 21 block producers have witnessed that. 156. There's the block number and the block hash and transaction hash with the exact time. So that's executed. The votes are going in. I'm going to give that a refresh. Click the vote. Click the vote by proxy. I'd like to vote to producers. Cool. So that's not showing yet. I guess that's due down to the irreversibility of the transaction. So I'll give it a minute or two, and either here or via another block explorer and wallet interface, it should show my votes for Psy EOS Tester 1 account. So you can either close down the browser via the usual close X function, as with any browser, or log out. I will stress that EOS Park runs better in Chrome at the moment rather than Firefox. I use Firefox, Chrome and Opera. It seems to work best via Chrome. I noticed a lot of the EOS DApps and originally Scatter, when it was a plugin, worked better through Chrome. I don't know the ins and outs of that, but I think that might be down to the way it's coded and developed and how open source it all is. But Chrome seems to work the best for a lot of them. But since the launch of the desktop version of Scatter, Firefox functions are working extremely well, which is great to see. So log out of there and close that down. One of the first EOS interfaces and sort of DApps and multi-purpose pages, if you like, was EOS Toolkit IO I used back in June, July. Fantastic little page brought to you by Generios. I think they're an Australian block producer. Simon Case, if he's watching, will be able to correct me on that. So yeah, you open this page up, Scatter's still in the background, minimized, and to get in, you've got to attach an identity. So I'll attach an account, and here we go again. 4 accounts there. We'll bring up the EOS Tester 1, and that's active. Got 0.1 BEP tokens and 16 or so EOS, of which 5, between 2.5 on CPU and net, is currently staked. Quite a few things on here. You can vote, manage the voting. So we're going to vote producers. Again, pretty straightforward on how to vote. Wait for this to load up. Hopefully it should do it pretty soon. Bang, there we go. So you've got ticks next to the ones I previously voted on only a few minutes ago. Happy days. So these are ranked in order of who's producing, so this will be number 1. Not quite as clear as the EOS Park one, but you know, straightforward enough. And the rest of them below, should you wish to vote on those. Now we'll hit up the referendums as well. Scroll back up. So we've got this one here, 1 token, 1 vote. Currently, voter can vote for 30 block producers, BPs, using 1 vote. Many members of the community believe that the current vote weight of 1 to 30 invites vote buying, that a change to 1 token equals 1 vote can work against that. I'm happy with that. I'm going to be part of the 1,048 individual people. Click yes. We've got the allow, deny and enable whitelist should you wish to skip the allow and deny function in the future. Click allow, success, boom. Happy days, you can vote for Generios on that little splash page there. Other functions on this page include, very useful ones, air grabbing tokens. This is going to be new to people familiar with Bitcoin blockchain, you know, the Ethereum blockchain. We've all heard of airdrops, you know, gifted tokens if you like. Well, this is air grabbing. So where a DApp developer has been unable to airdrop tokens to everyone's account via Genesis Snapshot, or the cost of the RAM being high in the RAM market, they can use air grab. So they've got a pool of tokens, I believe, and the way it works is your RAM of this amount here, the bytes used, will be used towards air grabbing the tokens until the tokens actually do drop. So say if I went today on the 17th of January to air grab, and say the tokens become available on the 17th of February, a month later, that's when you'll get your RAM back. There I've got about 1,400 bytes worth of RAM, so it's probably worth buying some more before I were to air grab anything. And you can buy RAM through these sort of pages. You go to RAM, EOS, like RAM Explorer or EOS RAM Fee, that sort of thing. Type it into Google, your favourite search engine. It's all there. You've got different account functions in all of these pages, which are highly helpful and useful. So we'll come out of that one. And finally, the last one, EOSX.io. I think it's slightly more recent, this Block Explorer and wallet page. Pretty new. Cool functions on the right hand side. You've got the EOS mainnet, a few test nets. And they recently started Werbly and Telos mainnet, which are built on the EOS IO source code with extra layers and functions on top. Going to be pretty special, those. So we'll stick to the EOS mainnet for this one. So wait for that to swap out. A Scatter account is required. Surprise, surprise. Running in the background as usual. Going to attach the identity. Allow on this one. And this is Firefox. I don't know if this is as a result of Firefox takes a while to load, or it needs Chrome, but I'm going to refresh this. And there we go. I am active. Notice I couldn't choose between my accounts, so I don't know whether it's a function of Scatter or this website. A slight error there, you're unable to choose, but yeah, it's still pretty slick, pretty cool compared to any other blockchain out there that you're using. Here you've got RAM. I think you can buy and sell RAM here as well. It's showing you 15 cents per kilobyte of RAM. So you get roughly 4 kilobytes when you create a new EOS account, as I showed the other day through EOS links. So you know that's your 60 cents alone there. Name auctions. You can set your stake of bandwidth to CPU and net accordingly, should you need that. Change your permissions. Create new accounts within your account there, so you can create accounts on the same keys or different keys if you like. Have a play around with your tokens, shift token balances, symbols around. There's plenty of tokens already on EOS. So a lot of the EOS haters out there and doubters will be completely unaware of this. But it's doing a lot more than many suspect. So yeah, it's pretty slick, pretty darn cool. Voting functions as well here. I do like the EOS X one. Pretty smart layout this. Look at all the flags though there. A few flags missing. Could do with those filling in. And of course, all singing and dancing referendums to get the constitution changed. I do like this layout here for the referendum. That's pretty cool. So I'll quickly show you a vote in this one. Get rid of ECAF. Slap a yes on that one again. Done this 3 days in a row now. Shows you how much CPU I'm using from 100%. Keeping it nice and low. And we'll allow that. And I'll ping through. Transaction complete. UTX. There we go. Bang. Another pending transaction. Executed and in the blockchain. Happy days. If any questions, stick them in the comments, like and share as usual, and let's get everyone on board. Thank you for watching.